Welcome to the Daily O. Today, on this beautiful day on campus, we are right behind the Edmund Lowe Library. I'm Griff McClellan. Today, I'm pleased to welcome Ocali sports writer Sudeep Tuma. Sudeep, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's discuss OSU's first football game of the season, which happened on Saturday. What are your thoughts from that game? What are your biggest takeaways?
I mean, it was definitely a weird game overall. You had a team, I think OSU was 38-point favorites here. No one expected Missouri State to really have any sort of impact here, but I think they were a little better than people gave them credit for. And I think the main takeaway here was the run blocking. For OSU, their offensive line struggled immensely in run blocking. A lot of times you go back and watch, it was just, 1-2 guys missing a block here and there. Missouri State's front did a good job, I thought. And as a result, the running backs just had putrid yards per carry. I think it was 2.2 or 1.9 yards per carry. They weren't very good, and as a result, OSU couldn't sustain that offensive momentum they kind of built up in the first and eventually caught up to them. Missouri State made it close, but OSU brought it back eventually. Ugly win, but they won.
Exactly. I mean, a win is a win. It's not the way any of us anticipated. Right. And obviously, OSU certainly made it too close for comfort in the end, but at least we escaped and we're 1-0, and we have Tulsa next weekend. What do you expect to happen from that game?
Yeah, I mean, that's a weird one as well because Tulsa just lost to an FCS opponent when OSU came close. They've got obviously a bunch of new players. They lost their quarterback, but they have Shamari Brooks, a great running back. They have an offensive line with all 5 starters returning, and they were a pretty strong unit against OSU last year. Now, I don't think their defense is going to be what it was last year, which was a large effect with OSU's offensive line struggling last year. In the first game, they lost a couple of guys there. With Zaven Collins, that defense, they did an amazing job. I think they still have a bunch of pieces there. I don't think they're going to be as strong, but also I think Tulsa had 9 players suspended before that game. They were missing a lot of pieces, so we haven't really seen the real Tulsa. We've seen a weird OSU team, so that's going to be something where we're going to learn a lot of things about both these teams.
Absolutely, yeah. It'll be a rematch from last season's Week 1 opener when OSU barely won 16-7, again when they were heavy favorites.
Yeah, exactly, and that was the game where Shane Ellingworth really came out and made his statement. But that's the game where we saw this OSU defense dominate, right? 3 and out after 3 and out, third down, fourth down stops. That was the reason OSU was able to stay in the game, even with the run game struggling, even with you can really move the offense up and down, even when they didn't really force any turnovers. The defense stopping them kept giving OSU chances. Shane Ellingworth made a few plays, but I think this is going to be very similar on defense. I think this defense is going to stomp opponents all season. They're going to be suffocating at times. They've been impressive all of last year. I think they're going to be even better this year. So I think we're going to definitely see a lot of defense from OSU, but the offense is something that I'm going to be interesting to see how it shapes up with Spencer Sanders coming back.
Absolutely, yeah, I can't wait. I'm hoping for a good game, hopefully not too close for comfort again, hoping for a Cowboy win, but we'll see. I'm excited.
Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely going to be a great one, I think.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me on.
Now let's take a look at some of the highlights from last weekend's game. Now, we're going to turn it over to Josh Weisel, who will give us today's weather report.
All right, good evening, Stillwater. I'm Joshua Weisel here in the Ocali Storm Studios. We're taking a quick look at the forecast for the remainder of the evening, and then as we head into tomorrow morning with the hour-by-hour forecast. And as you can see, Really no changes to the forecast like the past couple of days. Clear skies for the remainder of the evening into the overnight hours, and we will start the day off in the mid-70s, around 73 for the low as we head into tomorrow morning. But overall, pleasant evening across the area. If you have any sort of plans, we're not expecting really any sort of rain chances or anything like that. It will be warm and muggy for the next couple of hours, but otherwise, clear conditions. It's going to be rather pleasant across the area. So here's a look at the overall forecast for the region as we head into tonight in the overnight hours. This is our low. We're talking 74 in Stillwater, 75 Oklahoma City, 75 in Tulsa, 74 in Ponca City. So we're going to be taking a quick look at this, and this is a heads up for anyone on campus who has any sort of allergy problems. We do have a high risk in every category. We're talking mold is high because of the humidity that we've seen. Overall pollen is high, and then the overall air quality is unhealthy across the region or at high levels because there's some fine particles in the atmosphere that are causing some allergen issues. So if you're having any sort of allergen issues today, just know tree and weed pollen are the main pollutants in the pollen category. And then we have fine particles in the atmosphere that are causing some other issues in addition to mold. So before you head out tomorrow for class, if you're having any sort of allergen issues, make sure that you plan accordingly. Take some allergy meds or something like that in order to help you throughout the day, because we do have a high category. We do have a high risk in all categories because the allergens are just bad at this time of year. And unfortunately, like I said, just this time of year, and we're going to continue to see this throughout the fall. So make sure that you tune in every day to my morning broadcast to see the full forecast for the allergen segment. Otherwise, here's a look at my social media that you can follow me on. I am on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even Telegram. And if you don't know what Telegram is, you can actually get alerted for every time I post on there. So be sure to follow me for the latest weather updates throughout the day. And then, of course, check out, like I said, my morning broadcasts with the Ocali. You can find me on the Ocali's Facebook. That's at Ocali. And you can even find the segment at ocalitv.com. So make sure that you tune in throughout the day for those segments. We're on every day to give you the latest forecast information. I'm Joshua Weisel. We are Stillwater's Weather Connection.
Thanks, Josh. As you can see, we are standing right behind the Edmond Lowe Library on this beautiful day. And as you can see, construction is going on. I'm joined today by Madison Ferris. And what can you tell us about the new construction features?
So the library is bringing in a new flower garden and bringing out some seating so that students can enjoy the charm of the Edmond Lowe Library both indoors and outdoors. Not only are they giving us a new seating area and other amenities that we can enjoy, but we're getting updated bike racks, and that's something that's much needed at OSU, so hopefully this will really just help out the students who commute via bicycle.
Absolutely. I'm one of those. I have a bike here on campus. I'll certainly be using that. I'm looking forward to it. That'll be an awesome addition here.
Oh, definitely.
Well, thank you for your time.
Anytime.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of The Daily O. Don't forget to read the Ocali at ocali.com and subscribe to Ocali TV at ocalitv.com. For The Daily O, I'm Griff McClellan. Have a great night and go Pokes!
Ocali TV, Stillwater.